Yeah, your little red light down here is flashing.
That little red light is supposed to be like the Wi-Fi.
Oh.
But I don't have it hooked up to an app to go through the Wi-Fi.
Yeah. And I hate to go through a bunch of audio talking into it, and it's not.
Well, that's why you gotta test it out first. Like I said, I've never used a video. You did a video on mine that bans on Blackwater.
I think it's recording because your little red dot up here is on.
Oh, I thought that was just red on the camera.
No, that's...
I saw that a while ago and I was wondering if that's what it was.
No, right here in the corner of the frame.
Yeah.
That's recording. Anyways, guys, we're trying to video with the Tracey's Canon. We've never done this before. I picked the hottest day of the year so far to work on the big boat. My little boat's in the shop. Had problems with it.
Yeah, so make sure you use that end to wipe your face because the bottom end got down there in that wet.
The little boat had problems over the Memorial Day weekend. So while it's in the shop being repaired, which I may have another motor, the guy at the shop has got another 115 motor exactly like mine sitting there. It needs a coil.
Shouldn't you have that pointed at you?
Here. It needs a coil pack on it, so if I can pick it up and the parts motor up fairly cheap, that's what I'm going to get and put on back of my boat. It has tilt and trim and all the goodies that go along with it. Like I said, the only thing wrong with it is the coil pack. It's a good running boat motor. The guy used it to go fishing. He's a retired guy, mullet fish, so he bought him a newer motor, and those are just sitting in the shop waiting to hear on that. So today I chose to come out here at the hottest part of the day, which is 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and start work on the big boat and start getting the motor mount right here put back in. Got the piece right here behind me. This is a 2x12, I believe it is. Yeah, 2x8, something like that. This going back in the hole that's gonna fix the problem that I had with the one that was all rotted and decayed and nasty. So it'll fix that up, and well, as y'all seen in previous videos, I've got plenty of glass. I've just got to pick up some resin this weekend and get it resined up, which I've done and put resin on this board so it's completely waterproof. It's completely waterproof, so when I put it in there, all I got to do is drill some holes, and then I'll take resin and put in the holes, and then re-drill the holes, but not bore the resin completely out of the holes. That way the boats can, the bolts that hold the motor mounts in place will be just through the resin, and water won't penetrate the board, is what I'm hoping. That's what I'm going for anyways. But doing this quick video, quick update and whatnot, I still got to finish this up. I got the board and everything. It's all glassed, and I just haven't put it in yet because I'm planning on running a line from the water tank, which is right there, out to the back for a shower, and then I'm running a line into the head. That way we can have a flushable toilet. I'm putting a tank right up under here to hold the waste product because of Tracey's issues. We've absolutely got to have a working head, something besides what's in there. So I'm going to put a small, like 20-gallon tank in there that I can pump out when we come back off the water. So that's if we decide to spend a couple of days out. I'm also, it has an ice box in it right now. I'm removing the ice box, and I'm going to put a refrigerator, an actual refrigerator, in its place. And I've got an inverter, a 1500 watt inverter that'll run off battery power, and I've got a real small generator, so if the batteries go dead, we can fire the generator up, charge the batteries, and go from there. But I've seen this inverter run for 3 days with the truck off and not kill the batteries, which I'm going to have 4 truck batteries on this boat, so it'll be the same setup as the big truck.
Oh, okay, now it's going.
Alright guys, this is what they call sweat equity. People say, well, you've got nice things, you've got this, you've got that, you've got other. Well, yeah, I buy them used. I work on them. I sweat my ass off. Bloody. I got cuts and scrapes and whatnot all over me. I put in the time and effort to make things nice, to have nice things. I buy them relatively cheap. I bought this big boat cheap from a great friend of mine. He did not know this much damage was occurring in the boat when he sold it to me. I mean, I just had a conversation with him a couple weeks ago, and he was, you know, very upset that the boat had this much damage. But I don't blame him at all. It's not his fault. He is not a boat mechanic. You know, he's a great guy. He's been my friend since we were 16, 17 years old. I love him to death. He's like a brother to me. So, you know, this is not his doing whatsoever. This is just neglect. Whoever worked on it for him did not tell him the full extent of what needed to be done. Otherwise, I believe it would have been done. He's just that kind of guy. Everything he's got is real nice. He keeps it real nice. And when he sold me this boat, it was in working condition. It's just over a winter the motor locked up, and when I pulled the motor out, I started discovering different things that was wrong with it, and we're fixing it. But sweat equity, you've got to put in the time and the effort and make things the way that you want them in order to have nice stuff. If you can't afford to go out, this boat, if you was to go and purchase a boat like this brand new, you're looking at about $50,000. I can't afford $50,000 for a boat to play on every couple weekends. It's not going to happen. I bought this boat relatively cheap from my buddy, and you know, I'm just having to put in some work. Like I said earlier, my little boat's in the shop. I've done quite a lot of work to it. I bought it real cheap too. But I've done quite a lot of work to it, and I'm going to do some more work when it comes out of the shop, whether with the new motor or with the old motor. It doesn't matter to me. I don't care. But anyways, let me show you what I'm doing. Say hi, Tracy.
Hi, Tracey.
The motor mount rudder right there, board, whatever you want to call it, that's it right there. I'm having to cut away all the fiberglass and whatnot right there to get the board to fit up in there, and then like I said earlier, I've got to drill the holes and resin the holes so the water won't penetrate the board and have the same problem that I had before.
Your foot's in a puddle.
Yeah, my foot's in a puddle. I got to clean all that up. But again, this is what they call sweat equity. You put the time and effort into something, and you make it how you want it, and when it's all said and done, you've got something you can be proud of, and you ain't spent a whole big fortune on getting it done. And then Tracey there will enjoy riding on the bow, getting her sun on, and we'll have fun in the sun. So yes, that's my love goddess right there. I love her to death, even though she's got herpes.
I do not.
Okay, I'm done. Alright, when I first went outside 3 hours ago, it was 107 degrees. I worked as long as I could. Tracey stayed under the air conditioner as long as she could. We argued, we fought. I took a cool shower trying to get the fiberglass off of me. It worked a little bit. So I'm done for the day. Probably do some more this weekend. And all I like to say is, Rooster up when it's hot, get out there, kick its ass. If somebody's on you, kick the ass. Just beat it.
Gone down.
Oh, she says the temperature's gone down.
It's now 94 instead of 107.
It's 94. So, y'all have a good one. Till next time.